Allison,
Thank you, Dr. Berman.
you ready, Kim?
Run a bit.
Beep, 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 back the truck up, okay? Tibialis anterior is going to be the most medial of the muscles here. It's attaching over there to the base of the first metatarsal, tibialis anterior. Then we're going to have underneath here, you see the tendon of extensor hallucis longus right here. Then you got the muscle belly of extensor digitorum longus going to 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. Last but not least over here is fibularis tertius going to the fifth metatarsal. They got it almost on the shaft, not really that close to the styloid process. On the lateral aspect of the leg, superficial tendon here, this is going to be the tendon of fibularis or peroneus longus. Underneath is the shorter belly of fibularis brevis. That's going right there to the base of the fifth metatarsal or the styloid process. Back here, we're going to take this stuff off that we went over last week, because here's your tibial nerve, here's your posterior tibial artery right here, okay? The common fibular nerve here's sciatic nerve, just above the popliteal fossa. Here's popliteal artery and vein. Just above the popliteal fossa, sciatic nerve splits into tibial, which goes all the way down, does not change names. Common fibular comes to the head of the fibula, and then it bifurcates. What we're seeing here is part of the superficial fibular nerve right here. It's better indicated on the smaller foot model, okay? We got tibialis anterior, extensor hallucis longus, extensor digitorum longus, fibularis tertius. When we pop this out, hello, what do we got down in here? We've got the anterior tibial artery, but that is the deep fibular nerve. That is not an anterior tibial, that is deep fibular nerve. And an anterior tibial artery gives off anterior lateral malleolar, and it gives off anterior medial malleolar that you see a little bit of. That's going to be posterior medial malleolar, which for some reason is not on your checklist. The anterior lateral malleolar should be coming off right about here. Okay? And that's what she got on here. What we got back here, okay, oh, and I like it better on this guy. Posterior tibial artery, tibial nerve, sural nerve. Sural gives off lateral calcaneal. Over here, the tibial nerve will give off a medial calcaneal, which is not here. We do have the medial calcaneal artery coming from posterior tibial, and we've got the lateral calcaneal artery coming from posterior tibial, right? Now, again, not on the checklist, but good information. Sural nerve continues down into the foot. See it on the lateral aspect of the foot? You know it's lateral because we got little toe. That's the lateral dorsal cutaneous nerve of the foot. Here is your branches of superficial fibula. Superficial fibular innervates fibularis brevis, fibularis longus. This is the medial dorsal cutaneous nerve of the foot. This is the intermediate dorsal cutaneous nerve of the foot. This is tibialis anterior right here, okay? This is extensor hallucis longus. This over here is extensor digitorum longus. This little belly over here is fibularis tertius. Underneath all these tendons is going to be, see the belly right here? All these bellies right here? That's extensor digitorum brevis. If you look real closely, you could see the tendons here, here, and here of extensor digitorum brevis. We also have this muscle belly right here. That's extensor hallucis brevis. Tendon of extensor hallucis brevis is going to be found deep to the tendon of extensor hallucis longus. Same thing with the tendons of extensor digitorum brevis. They're going to be deep to the tendons of extensor digitorum longus. And that's fibularis or peroneus tertius. Again, in here, we take this off, and what do we see deep? This is always a pain in the arse to get out. Anterior tibial artery, deep fibular nerve. The deep fibular nerve is going to come out right here, by the way, and be sensory to the area over some of the first metatarsal and right in here to the web of the foot. Other than that, everything else is going to be coming from medial dorsal cutaneous, intermediate dorsal cutaneous, lateral dorsal cutaneous nerve of the foot, and the saphenous nerve is going to be down here medially as well. Okay? We have over here your superior fibular retinaculum, your inferior fibular retinaculum, your superior extensor retinaculum, your inferior extensor retinaculum. The flexor retinaculum would be right there where my finger is, covering all the structures in the tarsal tunnel, which include the tendon of flexor digitorum longus, tibialis posterior, and flexor hallucis longus. Okay? Flexor hallucis longus, its tendon goes through on the sulcus here, on the inferior aspect of the calcaneus. This little bump is the sustentaculum tali. Creates the sulcus for the tendon of flexor hallucis longus. Pause that.